So Nintendo has hopped on the bandwagon of paid online subscription service. I think we all knew it was a matter of time before Nintendo started charging for online, but it's been raising up quite a storm among Nintendo fans. So I took the online service for a test drive recently to see how much of the anger people are showing is justified. Well, after said test drive, I can say that while it's not quite as bad as people are making it seem, it's still disappointing. To fully understand the good and the bad of Nintendo Switch Online, let's look back at a bit of history. When Nintendo first got on board with online service over a decade ago, it was a free service. Really all you paid for was downloading classic games, but being able to play all the games online was free, though it was seen by many as a weak service for various reasons. Then Nintendo made a new and improved service with the Nintendo Network for Wii U and 3DS. They got rid of friend codes, online multiplayer was smoother, and they introduced the eShop for downloading classic and current games. To top it all off, it was still a free service. Voice chat was plugging a headset into the Wii U gamepad and using all the in-game mechanics for controlling who you could talk to. It was a system that made sense. The only real improvement they needed was allowing wireless headsets to be connected, which brings us to the first problem with Nintendo Switch Online, the voice chat app. Nintendo is still using it and it's still garbage.
What the hell were you thinking?
Nintendo, I don't know how many times we have to repeat this, but no one wants to plug their phone, a headset, and their Switch all together to use voice chat. That's more awkward and annoying than it ever was with the Wii U. Sure, the app now lets you use voice chat with users who you aren't friends with, or in simple terms, strangers, but it's still a lousy design for voice chat. Next, let's look at cost. The online service has a few different options, all of which are pretty good. $4 per month, $8 every 3 months, or $20 a year. Still cheaper than PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live, both of which are about $60 per year. For $20 a year with Nintendo Switch Online, you get to play all your games online that have online multiplayer, use the piece of shit smartphone app, get access to special offers that will be rolled out later, and have cloud saves, which is another positive. People feel safer when they can back up their data on the cloud, so it's good that Nintendo added that. But the problem with that is not all games were made to be compatible with cloud saves, it's all up to the developers. What intrigued me the most about this service was being able to play NES games online with others, but you can also play these games offline if you want to as well, which is good. It is cool that you can play 2-player NES games online, but this is a flawed system too. See, this part of the service is like Netflix, as it has the similar strengths and weaknesses. You do have access to quite a library of old games that you can create suspend points for, so you don't have to worry about starting over so much like you did in the old days. And if Nintendo moves fast to put SNES, N64, and Nintendo GameCube games on here as well, and give them all these same features, it'll become much more compelling, way more compelling. Just imagine playing Mario Kart 64 or Star Fox Assault online. But you can only play online with friends, plus the biggest offender, if you don't sign into the internet at least once a week, Nintendo will block you from playing NES. This seems pointless and anti-consumer. I mean, there are times where I don't connect to my system to the internet for a month, either because I'm playing on my other systems or I'm busy for a few weeks at a time. That can easily happen to others as well, and no one should be punished for that. Come on, Nintendo, if they're still paying you, that should be enough. Now, you might think, well, Nintendo is just worried about hackers and they want to keep NES safe from all that. Except NES was already hacked just 2 days after the service launched. Finally, the whole thing about paying to play online when you used to be able to play for free. Yes, that is annoying. Understandable, but annoying after we got used to playing for no additional charge. Luckily, there are some games like Fortnite that let you play online without a subscription to Nintendo Switch Online, but all of their first-party titles and a lot of the good third-party titles now won't let you play online without the service. Since the launch, this has basically been Nintendo holding a lot of your favorite Switch games hostage until you fork over that $20 a year. And until I get to reviewing more new games that have online multiplayer, I just cancel the service after my free trial. Thank the video game gods that a lot of the multiplayer games I own have offline multiplayer. In conclusion, Nintendo messed up with Nintendo Switch Online. What would have been better is if the service was less of a requirement and more of a special add-on. They could have made it an optional paid subscription that rewarded members with NES games, cloud saves, and special offers, but still let everyone else play their regular Switch games online for free like we've been doing for a year. Although with classic games, I would prefer to just download them from the eShop like I did with the Wii U, so I know I can play them whenever I want. And regardless of the service being free or paid, friend codes and that smartphone app have gotta go. That smartphone app especially, please ditch that, Nintendo, it sucks. My recommendation to Switch owners and anyone looking to own a Switch soon is to hold off on signing up for the service as long as you can, preferably until they release more classic games for the SNES, N64, and GameCube. Meantime, just play all the offline portions of the games you get. It's helpful to know that games like Rocket League, Mario Kart 8, Smash Bros, and ARMS all have offline multiplayer with bots. The service has good pricing, but poorly designed features. Those are my thoughts. Type up yours in the comment section. Do you hate the service? Do you like it enough to sign up for it? Also, speaking of the GameCube, my last review of the month will be a retrospective of the Nintendo GameCube. See you soon!